Hey everyone, this is Drunk Weekends LB, and we got everyone here, and the reason why I'm talking like this is because the power's out, so we're just recording off of my laptop right now, but with us, of course, we got Dean on my left-hand side. Obviously, you're not going to see this because we got no recordings right now, but we got Tony on my right-hand side.
Yeah, I'm on the right-hand side.
And we also got a special guest, first time on, Miguel Prado over here, right across from me. Obviously, you guys aren't going to see this, but Miguel Prado is on. Go ahead. Miguel, introduce yourself.
I'm in the corner.
Then off to the corner here, we also have Maggie.
And then we got Maggie on the side over here. Hopefully
Yeah,
she gets picked up on my mic.
favorite.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to get started, and it's fucking hot as fuck right now. So
we're going to get started with something a little bit on the
something
delicious variety.
Something cools down,
It's on
or
the
probably
frisky
warm up
side.
our
Yeah, it's a little bit on the
stomachs.
So,
But we're all taking shots right now, so at least everyone bear with us. About 10 seconds, ready? On three.
Wait, no, we gotta explain.
The shots?
There's 4 of us drinking Jack, and then we got a little bitch named Tony.
Damn.
Damn. Straight call out because he's taking a tequila shot over here. But it's
Okay, ready?
But ready? On three.
Okay.
1, 2.
fuck.
What are you doing? What are you doing over here?
Is that 3 for German?
What?
Is that German for 3?
All right, on three. 1, 2, 3. Fuck it.
Oh.
That was not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, it was horrible.
I'm telling you guys. Gentleman Jack's, man. Too expensive, though. I ain't gonna buy that shit, man. It's too much. Delicious as fuck, though.
My problem is I forgot how to take shots, and I do it in 2 chugs, so I taste it all.
Whoa, what are you doing with your life? You should not do that. That's not what a shot's supposed to be.
I don't know how
A shot means taking
I just
one.
got the chills drinking that shot. I'm good.
What's the best feeling when you take a shot? It's when it like settles in your stomach and you start feeling that warmth.
See, and I don't
Coming
think we
from
should
the
take
bottom?
shots because it's hot as fuck right now.
Yeah, boy.
Starting to smell like burnt chicharrones.
Oh, no, that's probably me, dude. I am super cochino today. I did that shot.
What we're all hoping for. We're all hoping for, and hopefully, I mean, in the middle of this podcast, the lights come back on and the AC kicks on, and it's gonna be amazing because we're all pretty fucked up by then, and it's gonna be fun, dude. That's all. I'm excited for this podcast. This is gonna be pretty legit.
Right? Yeah, dude. It's that's the best feeling, man.
I'm talking about the warm feeling in your stomach. It's in my chest.
It rises up.
I have a medical issue right now.
Miguel, do you need some Tums? We got him on
You
it.
got the heartburn, man.
Okay, I'll be honest. I took a few before I came here. So.
It's a little fucked up, man, because like this year has been the year. This is the first time I ever actually felt what heartburn was, and like it was the worst fucking experience of my life, man. It's painful.
Yeah, have you guys
It's
all
bad.
felt heartburn?
Yeah. I get a lot,
You
actually.
still haven't felt it, dude?
I still have
He
some.
was on that boat until
No,
like
I was
a month
never.
ago.
I never felt it until. And it's normally when I'm getting drunk as fuck and I eat some nasty ass shit like
Roberto's.
And,
Sorry,
It's
Mercedes.
like the worst, man. It hurts, man. I can't. I don't want to be. I that's why I've been starting to do cardio at the gym, man, because that shit fucks with me. So I feel like if I get myself back into health, I won't be getting that heartburn again or some shit like that. I'm probably wrong. I
You'll
don't know
know
how
when
shit
you
works.
get it.
Oh,
You'll know.
Yeah. Well, you go learn.
You're gonna
Learn today.
No, because he always asks me, like,
The
what
fuck
if
you
I've
feel
had it? Like,
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I've had it. And like, no, you know.
You'll know
when
it's
you've
heartburn.
had it.
Dude, it's bad, man. Like it sobers me up,
Stop.
man, because I'm pretty fucking drunk. Especially it was night at the country when we went for the vacation and everything, and I was pretty drunk, but
And
I
you become
felt the
that meme
heartburn.
of the little boy that goes, my chest.
Yeah, it was exactly what it was. Yeah,
There's a bit in my chest. Can breathe.
it was fucking painful, man. I don't know, it was weird. It was weird, and that was the first time I ever experienced it. So.
Damn. Oh, no. I have not. I've yet to experience it, so I'm kind of.
Sounds like you're holding down.
It's not fun. It hurts.
It hurts
Yeah.
real bad.
You don't even have to ask anybody. Like, am I experiencing heartburn? You'll know.
Yeah, it's probably. He's got a good point there. I didn't think I'd be feeling it either, and then I felt that I was fucking upset, man. It hurt. It's fucked up. Oh, night shift. I'm gonna do that. Okay. Cool. All right, so actually, let's go ahead and get started. And then I want to fully introduce Miguel. Miguel is my boy, man. One of my best friends here, Miguel Prado. I'm surprised we haven't had him on, and I'm glad that he's on now. Miguel, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, tell me what you like, what you do, what you do, man.
Hi, my name's Miguel,
Hi,
and I'm saying
everyone.
hello. Hi guys. I'm surprised I haven't been on, but I do a lot of streaming for gaming. So if anyone's interested in doing that,
You have a handle?
I have a Twitch handle. It's winter_shadows.
Oh, the Winter
on Twitch.
Shadow, man.
Winter Shadows. Play a lot of shooters. PUBG. Rainbow Six Siege. A lot of good times on my stream. So if anyone's down for that, we have a lot of fun over there.
Most definitely, man. Love the shout out. And Miguel, I'll be honest with you. I haven't watched it, but it's not because I don't want
it's cool.
to.
No, it's fine. It's not interesting. No.
It's more.
The other night had zero viewers, but it's cool. It's
No,
fun.
I haven't watched Twitch.
Your
I
own
haven't.
son hasn't watched it.
my son hasn't started yet, and he's got more viewers than I do.
No, I just
Shout out to Seabass.
Yeah, Sebastian. But no, I haven't really watched a whole lot of Twitch. I know it's getting really big. I know a lot of video game streamers are on Twitch, and I know I haven't really got into it. I want to. I really definitely want to watch a lot of that stuff. But yeah, I haven't really got into it.
Yeah,
So
it's a lot of cool times. Or actually, I'm going to be opening up I actually opened up a YouTube channel as well because I have 2 other people that we're doing stream channels with, and I'm going to make a compilation of pretty much like all the streams, just like snips from all of our streams, and just put it onto our YouTube channel. It's kind of cheesy. It's called Winter's Wonderland.
Hey, it works.
now,
So it's gonna be pretty dope.
so now you're saying that you're live streaming on Twitch, right? Doing your thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you're saying that gets recorded on like an external or like some kind of drive, and then you're able to cut it and edit it.
Exactly. Yeah, we can record it using OBS Studio.
How long do you guys generally stream on Twitch?
It really depends. We're generally streaming like late night, so we're generally on, all of us, probably like a couple hours a night, 2-3 hours a night.
Well, that's not bad. I mean, how long do we generally do this?
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half of recording, but like we're generally sitting here way before,
Yeah.
and then finishing and then talking still way after.
No, I'm after that.
Yeah, dude,
we should roll like the audio, like the after podcast.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. We
That's when
definitely
all the
have to.
shit gets stopped.
There'd be relationships that would be broken up. If they heard some of that after the podcast.
Yes, it's fucking hilarious, though, man. But I mean, no, we get engaged in some of those topics, man.
We do. Last week was really good.
Last week was really fucking good.
Yeah.
I was pretty drunk by then, but
Yeah.
it was still fucking. It was awesome, dude. It was
Last thing, I'm going to go to bed by midnight. Now I get to watch it like 3 a.m. We're still here.
talking about like abortion.
Well, I almost got it.
And then the next day we went to go have breakfast, and we're like, "Did Tony go to work?"
Yeah, this whole conversation. It's like, shit, man.
I was like, "No, I didn't hear Tony get up at all, dude. I think he's dead."
The whole Metro thing, dude. It's fucking light checking.
I joked around with Louis. I said one day I'm just gonna hear Tony say, "It's like, Alexa, can you cover my shift?"
That's fucking funny. But Miguel, so you're saying you record with a couple other guys, just guys you met on Twitch or?
No, actually, a couple guys we know. I stream actually with Evan and Enrique.
Really?
Yeah, now, Evan hasn't got into the streaming yet. I think he's gonna start, but Enrique streams.
So he streams with you. So he records himself as well on Twitch.
Correct. Yeah. So he has his own stream.
And Enrique is one of our other good friends that really cool guy. He knows he's in love with cars, loves the Subarus and shit like that.
Subarus.
Yeah, he's got his love of his life. He's got a hatch. Yeah, it's fucking gorgeous. But
it is gorgeous. Yeah, I posted a picture of it too on Instagram.
Yeah, I did see that. It's a fucking nice car. But so you guys both, and you guys say you play PUBG. Is that the game you guys play?
Yeah, Players Unknown Battleground. So
PUBG, man.
Yeah.
Not Fortnite.
We tried Fortnite for like a split second. I think we
Right?
recorded it
Too
too.
good or what?
It was pretty bad. Like it was so bad to the point where we played our first game, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was just putting up random walls and I was getting shot at. And Enrique, he went onto the field, didn't know what to press, and he just left the game. He just quit. He just exited out. He's all time. I'm out.
That's the game, dude. That's the game.
I played that once. I got slashed by a hatchet or something, then I quit. I was like, okay, I'm not good.
No, it's
crazy.
pretty fun. I like PUBG because I feel like I don't know. It's Fortnite feels a little too cartoony to me. PUBG, I feel like, is a little bit better. And
Realistic, I guess.
yeah, right now they're commencing with a little PUBG fix, which is over the next 3 months. So hopefully they're going to be fixing a lot of the servers. But it's a lot of good times in that game, and I feel like mechanics definitely could be better, but it's really fun. So
Which is crazy because like I know that Fortnite's like it's fucking popular. It's so fucking popular. Like the money it's making right now is like in the billions
oh yeah,
because it's fucking.
When
that
you can
popular.
crossplay now, like
Exactly,
between like
any
the Switch
you can
and
play
the,
on- yeah, exactly.
Switch,
Nintendo,
it's-
PS4,
It's on
Xbox.
both.
Fortnite on the Switch?
On the
you can play it on your
computer.
iPhone actually.
You can
Yeah.
play it on the iPhone or Android. You can play it anywhere. Literally, that game is anywhere you want to play, and that's why like it's a really big thing in like high schools and stuff like that because they're playing it on their phones and shit.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane because if you think about it, like you said, it's very cartoonish. A cartoonish game doesn't need a whole lot of graphics. It doesn't need a whole lot of processing power in order for it to fucking run. You know.
Yeah, but what I'll give it is it does a lot of really cool like things like recently they started doing riffs inside the game where they were actually leading up to a point where they're going to switch the game to where those riffs are going to be riffs in time and the map's going to completely change into different like time zone or points in history.
That's fucking badass.
So, and then they had one where when Avengers Infinity War came out, they had a Thanos build in there. So you could pick up the Infinity Gauntlet and become Thanos inside the game. It was really funny, but it was really cool. So I'll give the game that. It draws a lot of attention, and it's a pretty fun game to play.
That's cool. That's the game that everyone on Twitch is playing right now, right? So that's the most popular game on Twitch.
Most
right?
popular, yeah.
So like that's what everyone's streaming. That's what everyone's playing. And
Oh, yeah, well, everyone's talking about it. I mean, if you've heard about the new Samsung Note 9, there's a special gift that Samsung's giving you for pre-orders. It's actually 15,000 V-Bucks in Fortnite.
Oh,
And an
their
exclusive
fucking
skin.
phone.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious because there's been a bunch of memes like trying to like convince people to say like if you go buy a Fortnite burger at McDonald's,
Yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
get a certain amount of V-Bucks on Fortnite. So people have been going to McDonald's and shit like.
Just
Being
getting it.
tricked, being like, "Hey, I want a Fortnite burger." And they're like, "What the fuck you talking about?" It's fucking hilarious,
You
man.
gotta say it right. It's a Mick Fortnite burger.
Oh man, that's the fucking worst. But it's fucking funny though. That's
No.
fucking cool, dude.
They even did like a news story on it. A news story on Fortnite a couple days ago. I don't know if you heard, but parents are actually paying pro players or just people to teach their kids how to play
Play the
Fortnite.
game, right?
Yeah,
I saw
to
that
tutor
too.
them
It's
because
fucking
they-
insane.
Like, because it's blown up so much, and a lot of people make money off of it. Like, I think the highest grosser in Fortnite right now is a streamer named Ninja.
Fucking
Yeah,
Ninja.
that's when he got Drake and
when he got Drake to be on his live
play with
stream,
him?
That shit
Yeah.
was fucking insane. How much
Blew up.
live viewers just think about live viewers. Yeah, we just get 200 views on our videos. Yeah.
That's a good chunk of change.
Yeah, exactly, right? Just people just, hey, maybe I'm gonna sit down and watch this. He had like he had over 1 million viewers just watching him play live. So people just, oh shit, I should watch this live. It's just fucking insane, man. It's insane. No, this guy's the real shit, and he's making fucking money. He's making bang off it. And yeah, which leads me to another thing is I forget his name. He's another gamer. He's a pretty big gamer. He was actually dating the weather girl from Mexico. I don't know if you guys know who Yvette Garcia is. Does anyone know who Yvette Garcia is?
yeah. We all know. No one says anything.
No one says anything.
We're just gonna remain quiet.
You know who Yvette Garcia is?
I honestly don't know.
You don't?
You don't know who Yvette Garcia
You
is?
gotta know.
Oh, come
you got
on, bro.
You gotta look her up.
Bitch,
Tony,
she's gotta
do you
know.
know? You don't know who Yvette Garcia is?
No.
She has a
Tony,
big
really?
ass,
Oh,
Okay.
and literally she tells the weather and like churns so everybody sees her
dude,
ass.
she's
That's fantastic.
Best
weather report ever.
But no, for real though, like so he was dating her, right? And he was a really big gamer. And he recently broke up with her and everyone was giving him shit because like he was saying like I really want to like work on my craft. Essentially his craft is gaming, playing video games and shit like that. And he's like, and me and her we haven't been together. We haven't because she's doing her thing in Mexico and I'm doing my thing in the U.S. being a gamer, So he's like, I really want to work on my craft of gaming. So like that's the reason why we kind of like drifted away and that's why we broke up. And everyone's been giving him shit because they're saying like, oh my god, dude, you got like the hottest girlfriend in the world, and you broke up with her because you wanted a game, and like that was everyone's headline for that fucking week was just saying like oh, gamer breaks up with hot ass girlfriend because he wants to game, and I was just like. Well, is it really gaming if you're making like $500,000?
Yeah, at that point it's a job.
That's a job.
Yeah, that's a
That's
job.
not a job. That's a fucking career. That motherfucker's making
exactly.
bank.
Well, I mean, but at the same time, he's living up to every stereotype of a gamer.
No,
Yeah.
right?
But at the same time, he's making more than everyone making up those stereotypes.
Exactly.
That's true. He's got the last
and
laugh.
like, you gotta understand, like, hey, if he wants to work on his craft, which is gaming, hey, he spoke the truth. He was honest about it all, and he said, like, look, she's doing her thing over there, and I'm here. Like, we're not around each other a whole lot. There's a reason why, like, I'm doing this. It's because just, like, it's probably better for both of us, And, like, but people were just giving him up. Like, there was so many fucking memes that I saw just dragging this motherfucker saying, like, how can you just let this girl go and shit? And I was like, if I'm thinking about it, it's like the money he's making, dude. Like I'm not gonna be holding on to some kind of girl just. Like, that girl's probably not making any money.
Fucking Tony?
That is some bright light,
That's
dude.
not a good picture. I know it's not. Just
Dude,
stop.
one, it's hot.
When it's hot,
I'm irritated.
when it's damn
And then,
dark.
like, the light felt like it incred the heat by 2 degrees, and I was going to punch you.
viewers. Tony just tried to take a picture of us in pitch black and it hurt our eyes.
But that was just a little off tangent, little storyline. But yeah, for real, like, guy's a cool guy. Hey, he seems like a cool.
Yeah.
I've never watched him. Obviously, like I said, like. Twitch isn't my thing, but I really want to get into it. I really want to watch it.
No, yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of good content on it, and
I mean, gaming is becoming one of those things where people are making careers out of it.
most definitely,
They're starting to do really like a lot bigger esports competitions,
for sure. Yeah,
and like
They're
people are making like full competitions, teams. I know a while ago for Overwatch, I can't remember what country it was, but they actually started giving full-time employee benefits to gamers, like full medical, started giving an actual salary.
which is crazy because like when gaming and games and stuff came out, like a lot of the things that people were arguing would be like, oh, you're rotting your brain playing those video games.
You're wasting your time.
You're wasting your time playing those video games. Like, what are you doing? Like, you could be doing a bunch of whole like good shit to the world or whatever. And now it's gotten to the point where like, well, people want to watch. Like, people sit down and watch it. There's kids like your son. So with Minecraft was probably Minecraft was the biggest thing before Fortnite came out. Minecraft was like, it was huge. It fucking blew up. Like, so many fucking people were playing that game, and like people were watching people play it, and like no one really knew what it was, but like this thing was growing, and like people were watching it, and people just love watching people play a game, which is fucking weird to think, but like, do you guys feel like it's any different than watching a football game, watching a basketball game, or watching like a hockey game? Like, what do you think, Ting? How do you feel about that?
You know what? I think when it comes to sports, you still
you made physicality and all that.
yeah, because I think what they'll associate gaming. Like, because I know there's been sometimes where they do like those video game terms like on ESPN.
Yeah.
People are gonna think like it's just the same as like when ESPN would play the World Series of poker.
Right.
Like, it gets to the point where like, you know what, this isn't a sport. It's more of a, I don't want to say a hobby, but it's more of a competitive game. It's competitive, but it's not a sport.
Exactly, and it's more something like people just want to watch it because either they're into it or they like it.
Yeah,
And if you think about it, it's just like, well, if fucking a million people are gonna watch people playing video games, like, why not show it, right? Like versus people watching like an NBA basketball game, like obviously there's a lot of people sitting there watching that game, but like if you're getting the same views with someone just sitting there playing a video game, like, why not show it, right? Like,
but I think
you're following where the money's going. The money's going with people wanting to watch, where all the people are going to watch, right? So,
yeah.
But I also think the game also matters.
True.
Like,
Well, definitely. It's
like if I like I've sat down and watched people play like Grand Theft Auto 5.
that's different.
Because then it's like, well, but if it's a game where there's like teams and they're playing to win the battle, I think That's just like sports.
I think what it is, it's because it's an online thing where multiple players can compete.
Exactly.
And I think that's what draws the attention because you're competing against other people.
Which is just like watching a basketball team play each other.
It's like 5-on-5.
Yeah. It's basically what it is. Yeah.
But
it's more of a virtual environment. But I think at this point, it's just like watching sports.
It's just like watching sports, but I mean, obviously, it's not sport. And that's what I think a lot of people who see it on ESPN are going to be like, "Hey, wait a minute!
Like it's not physical. There's no physical like aggressiveness to it, like football or soccer.
Then is golf a sport?
Golf is a sport because you're.
Or is it a game?
It's not. I see. That's just it. That's the whole thing. Like there's always gonna be that gray line.
Because what do you consider sport?
But golf is you take your
swing.
You're swinging.
Yeah, but I'm not in the best physical shape, and I can play golf.
Well, but you're
get me out on the basketball court. I'm probably not that good.
It's still a sport, though. It's still a sport.
I don't know, man. See, and that's why I feel like Tony's got a good example there. I don't feel like golf is really. Can it be a sport? Because it's gotten to the point where
or is it more of a hobby?
They literally have caddies that do all the hard. They're the ones bending down to pick up the balls and shit like that. Like you're just going out there, you're hitting the ball, you're like, oh, that went straight, and that's about it.
And then you walk down to the next spot where the ball's at and keep going.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I kind of get it. There's kind of a little bit of outdoorsy kind of stuff, but I don't know. That's why I can't give shit to gaming because I know that gaming, there's a lot of hard work. There's a whole lot of mentality and stuff behind it and stuff like that. Like and
they still practice
especially with first shooters and stuff like that, like Call of Duty and stuff like that. Like you got a team behind you. You got to have a good team behind you because in order for you to win, there's a whole lot of strategy behind it. And
it's about the communication, the energy.
Exactly. The way you're talking, the way you're moving, the way you guys are working together as a team and stuff like that.
And a lot of pro teams, they practice together.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff in gaming and the video games that there's in the actual games of like basketball and football and stuff like that. Because like you got to work as a team in order for you to win, which is crazy. But I don't know. That's where it all goes. And like, do you want like Dean? Would you want Call of Duty fucking live shows, games, and stuff like that being portrayed on ESPN?
I mean, if it's, I don't know. It depends on what time slot they're playing. I really don't care. I mean, video games, they do take talent. You gotta have on video game, like to play video games, you have to have that mind body kind of connection.
Yeah,
because you're reacting to things on the screen, and like expert gamers don't even have to look at the pad to know where everything's at.
Going at.
So I mean, it's
just control of your hand.
You
really sit on the couch and you do it. Right?
Yeah. You need good hand-eye coordination for one.
It feels weird, right, to say that this can become a sport.
I'm still on it. No, I don't think it's a sport.
Right,
I think it's like poker.
That's what they call it, esports. They call it esports.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's just like poker, and when they show poker on ESPN.
Yeah, or billiards or pool or whatever.
I'll even say like NASCAR.
NASCAR is fucking intense.
It's intense. Yeah. It takes fit, but I don't think it's a sport. It's a competition. It takes talent. You're competing. Well, no. If you're competing against someone, then it is a sport,
right?
Yeah.
So then
you would
deem gaming.
God damn it, man!
It's fucking.
Yeah, it's hard. It's
so hard to figure out what the true.
Yeah, because people used to tell me, golf's not a sport. Golf's a game.
And that's why
it's called a basketball game. So does that make it a sport too?
And that's why I will always just like with ESPN, like I'm okay with them just playing something that I know the world is okay with being behind. Like if everyone else is watching it, then fucking play it on ESPN. I'm not gonna be mad about it. Like if fucking cornhole is being portrayed.
But see, that's what I was gonna tell you. What was cool is they did it on August 8th. They made this like parody from dodgeball. The Ocho.
Right.
So they were showing like
we saw the top 10 of that. Remember?
Yeah, they're putting like what cornhole and
the lightsaber.
Yeah,
that shit was funny. But yeah. I love you.
Shout out to Mondo Jim.
Shout out to the fact that, guys, I'm actually good at cornhole.
Also, me and Maggie, we played like a 2-hour game of cornhole when we were at
night in the country.
So like during the middle of the day, there's not a whole lot you can do, but we had a cornhole game that we could play, and me and her,
drunk as fuck.
we were fucked up. Not only were we fucked up, man, we were high as fuck too. So like we were fucking crossfaded as fuck. So like we were just ready to do whatever the fuck we want because we were up, we were amped, and like we wanted to do something. We're on vacation, you know, and. So we were like, let's play each other. So we started playing cornhole, right?
Oh, there it is.
That
didn't take long.
So like we
To our
started.
viewers, Tony took off his shirt. He is knackered as fuck.
Yeah, boy, that did not take long.
Yeah, but so
Tony, stop rubbing your nipples. Tony, stop it.
They're moist.
To give a visual description, if any of you have ever seen Silence of the Lambs, and you know Buffalo Bill, but he tells you to put the lotion on the skin.
And put the lotion in the basket. Or you get the hose.
What's the one where they do the parody? Oh, South Park does the parody of that, where Eric Cartman's Buffalo. You guys watch South Park?
I want to, but
No, yeah.
I used to
Where
back
he does the
in the
parody, or Eric
Yeah.
Cartman does the parody of, yeah.
But
Was there a Family Guy episode where Meg's in the hole and then Peter just goes over to get like the Vaughn's card or whatever from him?
Put the lotion in the fucking basket.
so
Fucking Tony, so you got us all fucking sidetracked.
I don't even know.
Cornhole.
Yeah.
Yeah, so me and Maggie, we were playing cornhole at Night of the Country, and we started this game after we've already had. It was the middle of the day, so we've had a lot of drinks. We started like at 11 in the
Guys,
morning.
we were
I'm
fucked
sorry,
up by
guys.
like 10.
And
Well, you're in the country.
fuck yeah,
Gone.
we were out there to have fucking fun, so we bought a lot of drinks.
The
But we
hills
were
have
drinking,
eyes.
and then like we took edibles too. So we bought edibles down the street, and like we took them on the trip, and we all took it, and we took a little bit of it, and like after that, me and her were like, well, let's play some cornhole. And I don't, you guys know what cornhole is?
Yeah, it's the one with the board that has a hole in it. You throw the beanbags in.
Beanbags, exactly.
Yeah.
So you throw the beanbags across, and then whoever, you keep score. It's like 21. You're playing 21 on cornhole. It's a little weird because of the like you do a lot of addition to subtraction in that game. It's a little tough, but like you're trying to make it a 21, just like playing 21 in basketball. And that we were playing that, and we were making our way up there, and then we got up to the.
We were like at 18 to 20.
Yeah, and you know in the regular 21, if you like go over 21, you have to go back to a certain number. Like you have to go back to 14 if you go over 21.
Yeah.
So that's 21 for us in basketball, but in 21 in cornhole is
If you go over, you go back to 11.
You're going to 11.
Oh, okay.
And you got to make your way back into it, and like you get 3 points if you make it into the hole, and you get 1 point if you land it on the actual board, and like that's what we were doing. And me and her were going, just kept going, making points, going back points, and then keep going, and I
We
swear
were
to
there
God,
for so long that
we played for like 2 fucking hours.
We were like, how can I make you win?
Yeah, we were trying to figure out how the other person can win just so we could get the game over, but literally we just like, fuck it, this game's over. This is gonna make shit worse. We're probably gonna get mad at each other if we keep playing this game. So we just completely canceled the
We
game.
canceled the game. We ended up leaving it that I won, and
Yeah, it was bad. It was so fucking bad, and that was probably the worst I've ever actually been caught in like a situation where it's just like I don't want to play anymore. I just don't want to.
I'm so good, I don't want to win anymore.
Because we were fucking going at it, man. Like we were so close to winning, but like there's a whole
every
like
time
I said,
we hit 18, we went over.
yeah, it was bad, kind of. But it was fun though because like we had like during this time it's like the hottest time of the day, so we're just trying to figure out what the fuck to do to get moving and trying to cool ourselves down. And it was cool that we played cornhole, and it was cool. It was fun though, but I was a little sidetracked where we were going with the whole sports thing. But yeah.
Is cornhole a sport?
No, but it was on the Ocho. That's
It
why.
was
That's why
right.
it was on the whole Ocho thing. That's why it's cool. But we're already at 30 minutes. We haven't even jumped into any topics that we wrote down or anything like that. So, do you want to jump in your top, Dean, or?
Well, let's go to yours first because yours was a little.
Well, yeah. You know what? Mine goes off of our whole thing here, video games, and what a whole lot of video games go off of virtual reality and stuff like that because you want to be immersed in the video game that you're playing. You know, that'd be really cool being immersed in like a Call of Duty game and shit like that.
Hashtag bring SAO to life.
Right?
Because it's one.
Oh, dude, you have no idea.
It's one of those
I want
where
it so bad. You don't know.
I love video games. And I love all that, and Miguel knows that I've sat through plenty of animes.
Okay, don't lie.
Right?
Don't lie. You sat through
I've tried.
You tried.
You
tried.
And
SAO was like the only one that you actually got really
It's
into.
hard. Dean, have you watched an anime?
When I used to go to Mexico, my cousins were really into Dragon Ball.
Everyone in
Like
Mexico's into Dragon Ball Z. Everyone in Mexico.
My brother was into Dragon Ball Z.
Because that's a really good story behind an anime.
Yeah.
Because you almost don't feel like it's an anime, right? It almost feels like it's a goddamn comic book brought to life. Like Dragon Ball Z.
Well, that's what it is because they use manga and then they take the material from the manga and they just put it into animation.
Yeah,
The only thing that it always sticks in my head anytime I watch an anime is when any character does like the nervous thing and they have the nervous sweat beads coming down and and it's like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
And then someone just starts screaming for 10 minutes.
A lot of exclamation points. It's tough. It's hard, and it was hard for me to get into any of these because, I love movies. I love acting. I love TV shows. I love reality. A whole lot of just real brought into a TV show, telling the story and stuff like that. It's good. You know, I just love it. I love that shit. And when Miguel was like, "Hey, get into watching some animes," I was like, you know what? I told myself not to get just be not to blow it off and say it's nothing. I wanted to get into it. I wanted to try and watch it. So I did. You know, me and Miguel, we sat down, we watched a few of them. Fuck, dude, it was so hard for me to get into. Because,
dude.
Because if animation is animation as it is. It's cartoonish. You know? So it's hard for me to be emotional or anything attached to it and everything like that. But there was finally one that I got into, which was Sword Art Online is what it's called, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And essentially, with the whole storyline, the whole preface is it's sort of like the movie you just bought. What is that movie called?
Ready Player One.
Yeah, Ready Player One.
Very similar to how that storyline is, but not really. It's more like the people lived in just regular community, but there was a really, really, really popular game which is called Sword Art Online, right? Is that what the game was called?
Yeah, so...
Go ahead, Miguel.
I don't know. I don't know what you meant by the community. So essentially, they get into virtual reality. That's getting released, and they played a beta game called Sword Art Online, which everyone's super into getting. Everyone gets their pre-orders, so everyone gets into the game, which is virtual reality. Once they put on headsets, their mind essentially goes into the game where they can't move their physical body. They're pretty much in a virtual realm.
Yeah, so mind you, so the whole virtual reality, the whole headset, and the whole suit that you put on is because of the person that created this game. They were the ones that invented this whole reality and stuff like that you put on. They created it for this essential game, so that you go into this game and you're fully immersed into this game.
Wait, so is it kind of like a Spy Kids Game Over?
Yeah, kind of like that.
With good acting.
Yes.
Damn good acting. But yeah, go ahead, Miguel. So.
Well, the premise of the story is you get into this game. It's virtual reality. It's like you're actually there because you don't need to eat or anything, but you can feel things. So it's like you're actually there. And then of course the creator of the game comes in and he's like, "Hey guys, guess what? You're all screwed because you guys can't get out of this game." So he cuts off their ability to leave the game and says if anyone tries to take off their helmets,
they'll die.
Yeah, they die. So
essentially,
they microwave the brain.
He invented the hardware for you to put on to be able to get immersed into this virtual reality game. And then since you put on his hardware, he was saying if you take this hardware off while you're in the middle of the game that you haven't died from or you're not ready to leave, you'll physically die. Your body, yourself will die in this game.
Mm.
And it's so So like obviously, what was the number? There was a number of the amount of people that were like, "Fuck this! I'm taking the shit off."
It was.
Take it off and
It was.
died, like physically died.
They just kept it around. I think it was like 10,000 players.
It was a lot of players that were just like, "Fuck this! I'm taking this fucking video game off." They took it off and died because the game was literally
they can't
abandoned.
move it. The people outside took it off, and then they realized, "Oh crap! Let's not touch that," because people were dying. It was there was microwaves or whatever inside the thing that would fry your brain if you tried to take it off before the game was over. And the messed up part about that show also is if you die in the game, you die in reality too.
Yeah,
so
so
there's
it's
also
sort of like very similar how the Matrix works. Is like your mind is in this video game. So like
Matrix.
Yeah,
We should just start with that. SAO is like the Matrix. But
very similar. Yeah, so like you're in this fucking virtual reality, and like if you're physically gonna die in this Matrix, essentially you're gonna die in real life. Just as how the Matrix was going down, and that's how they span it, and like. It's so fucking good though.
Yeah, and
storyline and everything was just.
I would love for VR to come out with something like that, like just to be fully immersed into it. Maybe not the whole death game thing.
The whole death thing was.
Maybe the death game thing. I'm not saying that. not denying that it'd be awesome, but I'm just saying it'd be really cool to have something like that.
Well, yeah, for sure, man. That shit was crazy, and it was.
I say give it another 10 years.
It was such a good storyline behind it because like the main character is this kid that he played all the betas and he was a really good fucking player, and then but no one ever knew that because of the whole beta play and stuff like that didn't move on to the actual gameplay of this whole fucking life and death kind of situation that everyone was put in to this game, and he was just like the best player ever known in the fucking video game, man. But no one knew who he was because there's a whole wide variety of people that were playing this game, but they knew who were like they had like a attack on who the beta players were because they were the best players, right? But like he knew how to like convince people to believe that he was just kind of a good player, but not like a beta player. But
no, actually, what happened was the second episode, in order to kind of like get everyone driven to actually beat the game, he told everyone he was a beta player and he was a cheater. He called himself a beater.
Yeah,
so
yes, he did.
And then
he
put on that badass dark cloak and he said, "Fuck you guys, I'm out. I killed the boss. I get this cool item, and your friend died. So see ya."
Yeah,
and he just left. So became super badass.
I don't know, like when it comes to like AI and like doing all that kind of stuff, I've seen Terminator way too many times to really kind of freak myself out that one day machines will get too smart, because like the whole premise of the Terminator is Skynet is it's like a defense system. And then what happens is Skynet becomes self-aware and finds out that humans are the greatest threat to humans. They're the greatest threat to themselves. Mm-hmm. So, like, when Skynet becomes aware, that's when Judgment Day happens and, the machines start killing humans.
That's right.
So I've always been kind of like, because it's so weird because, like, you can walk down, like, how people are so immersed in, like, in cell phones. And I'm just as guilty because, like, I'll just catch myself, like, shit, dude, I'm on my phone way too much.
Oh yeah,
and if you ever think about it, like you kind of think outside the box a little bit, it would be really easy for someone to kind of be like to really take control of the human population. Like
for sure, and
using technology and shit, because we've already become almost like slaves to like to fucking technology.
And I kind of feel like this is weird to think, but with So my story, what I'm going to explain right now, how my story goes over to Wall-E is it's going to go to the Wall-E story here in a second, but the whole story was just like how you were thinking right now, was that artificial intelligence was thinking, how the fuck are we going to keep ourselves alive? Like how like humans will eventually believe that we're a higher being than them, that they're going to crush us down and destroy us, right? Because just like Ex Machina, the movie we just watched, which was fucking amazing. Oh, fucking amazing ass movie. Have you guys watched Ex Machina?
I haven't seen it.
No. Oh,
Yes,
what
man.
the
You guys have no
fuck?
idea.
Just like
Netflix. It is amazing.
It's on Netflix right now. And
Netflix.
If you're
fucking
high,
hits,
it's
dog.
10 times better, but I'm
But I'm sure if you're watching it as a regular person on just normal wavelengths and not
amazing.
high wavelengths, yeah, you're definitely you're still gonna believe it's a really good movie, because it really goes into the whole fact that AI, like where it is, where it's going, and all that stuff. It does a really good job.
Like, it could trick you into believing it's a human.
Because that's what it is. That's what the whole
I don't
movie
believe that
is.
will ever happen, but okay.
You don't
It will.
believe the AI will
No,
will
'cause-
ever believe.
Watch Ex Machina.
Yeah, but that's a movie. I think real
No.
life.
No.
What do you
I don't
what do you
know,
feel?
man.
Why
Well,
do you-
because machines
You
are
also-
only
you also
machines are
don't
only as
believe
smart
in
as the people that
open
program
concept,
them.
but
So
it's okay.
I just believe that will AI eventually get better? Yeah, but it will only be so smart. There's going to be a point where I don't think because machines can't take over. They're not smart enough to do it. And the only way how are you going to do it? Because someone has to program that machine.
Dude,
The machine itself can't program it. A
Yeah,
computer
I told
can't
you.
program itself.
But that's why they have
I told you about
self-learning.
quantum mechanics. I said we didn't want to talk about quantum mechanics right now, but this is the reason why quantum mechanics is important. Because quantum
You're
mechanics is what's
driving
going to
him
use.
to do this, Tony.
Look what you've
Quantum
done.
mechanics is what's
Why
going
Why
to
have
be
you
used.
done this to
code.
us?
Quantum mechanics is what's going to be used to code a goddamn AI. In which case, we don't know enough about it, and that's the reason why
You know what,
they'd be
Tony?
able
Watch
to.
the movie and hit me up, okay?
Yeah, but you got to watch those movies with a grain of salt, you know. And it's a
Well, then
movie. It's a
fucking do it. I'll
story.
give you the salt shaker.
Damn. Yeah.
Okay, man.
But
Yeah, everyone.
yeah. But no, I just don't think. They're all great movies. Terminator's a great movie, but I don't think there'll ever be a point where
Yeah, okay, Tony.
technology will ever be smarter than man because man has to create it, and man's not smart enough to create something like that.
Yeah,
Yes,
well,
he is.
No,
that's why
Yes.
we'll survive, and you'll be the first.
Have you seen I
You'll
Am
be the part of the
Legend?
first wave.
doesn't matter either way. They're all movies.
That's a Zon movie. I'm sorry.
I know, right?
No, well, actually, no. Like to be that book prude, I Am Legend was actually
It was a book?
it was
Yeah.
called the Omega Man,
I didn't know
and it
that.
was actually about vampires. What makes it really scary is like during he's alone in the city and the vampires know his name, so at night they're calling him by his name to come out, and that's part of kind of
That's
kind of
creepy.
fucking freaky.
So are you gonna say vampires aren't real either, Tony?
What?
Wow, Tony.
Yeah.
Tony, come on.
It's 2018. Give them some fucking respect.
I know, right? Put some respect
Damn.
on that name.
Why did this turn? But speaking of AI,
'Cause they're
if
zombies. Zombies.
hypothetically, Dean, would you date an AI girl?
Yeah.
No.
This was a Dean question, not a Miguel question.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking of Alexa. She sounds hot.
Have you seen his echo? It has a hole.
Are we
No, I'm
talking
saying
about
Miguel.
that? Oh,
One day I'll get too smart. Alexa, you know what to do. No. Oh my God.
Man, bitch, you talking back.
I said no.
I'll unplug you from the wall.
She just pulls out a piece. No. Oh my God. Scrap papa.
This way.
Puts the gun next to me. Cops come in. Looks like another Seuss.
Well, this went somewhere.
Okay, I'm sorry. What was the question?
Could you date artificial intelligence?
Okay, Dean.
What the fuck's that?
Tony's
I'm over here. We're all fucking scared of
Well, I'm trying to lead the conversation to see if
No.
we
What
can
happens when you let him
We're
lead?
talking about Judgment Day over here, and now we're like, oh, beautiful day.
No, dude, I think
No, because we just brought up how Miguel's Alexa has a hole in it.
Tony's
Whoa,
just
don't
testing
bring
the
this on
water.
me, okay?
Tony's testing the water. He wants to say, well,
I just want to know if it's okay because I also have a hole in my Alexa. I want to know if it's okay to come out with that. No, okay, I'll try again later.
Please don't put that in me.
Tony's that meme of the finger saying soon right at the bottom of the fingers all across soon. God damn, dude.
You guys are the worst. You're the worst.
You left for 2
You
seconds.
left, man. You left it.
What were you thinking?
Kept
Look
it
what
on the
you've done.
rails. I thought I had enough to keep it on the rails. I didn't know. I'm sorry.
This train derailed a long time ago.
You
People
fucked up.
die.
You fucked up by
Alright.
letting me say it.
Well, let's reel this shit back in. All right.
You know
Wait,
you got
no.
fucked up.
No, Dean has to answer the question.
Oh,
What's the question?
What is
dating artificial
Yeah,
intelligence.
so they made. Remember that Futurama episode where they had the Lucy Blue bot?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
Like, could you do something like that? If they created a girl that was
Things went that
what,
far.
like,
Huh? Shit.
A girl that was created artificially, and everything about her was just like a woman, except the internals are all
No.
no.
It's weird, man. So that's a whole lot. That's a really big thing in Ex Machina was essentially in Ex Machina. You guys don't know. The main character. We know who the main character is. The main character isn't as important as the core main character. It's weird to explain, but the core main character is essentially like the inventor of YouTube. He invented not an inventor of YouTube. The inventor of Google. So he was the inventor of the fucking search engine of the world. So essentially, you know how Google is essentially you use Google to fucking search everything, right? Mm-hmm. Well, this guy was essentially that. He was the one that invented every fucking. He invented the search engine for everyone to use, right? So what everyone else is searching, and what he essentially did was he used his fucking program in Google. It's not Google in the movie, but he used that program and he put it into his AI, and he thought in his AI, can he teach his AI to become human? Can he be able to teach this? Can he be able to put his coding into an AI, artificial intelligence, and be able to be like, can I convince a human being that this person is real? And that's what the whole movie's about. So in the whole movie, the beginning of the movie, they pick a character, and this character guy goes into his life in the fucking boonies somewhere out in the fucking desert, not desert, in the whole in the forest, and in his home. He brings this stranger and he brings him in and he wants him to take tests with this AI. And he's like, I'm not trying to fake you out on this whether or not this person's AI. This person is fucking AI because you see the robotics in her spine. You see the robotics in her legs. You see that she is fake. She's not a real person. And then he puts her in this catacomb, this sort of like glass cage essentially. And then this guy comes in and asks her questions. And then it's up to this guy that comes in to answer these questions and then after it find out whether or not this AI is human or it's artificial intelligence. And the fact that he gave him a step up saying look, you can see that this AI is computer. It's up to you whether or not you believe she is AI or a computer. And the whole movie it goes off of that. Which is fucking crazy because the guy asks her questions and there's a whole lot of situations during all this that you feel is oh shit, I'm starting to believe her. I'm starting to believe the AI because of the shit that's going on. And then at the end of it you're fuck, dude, what the fuck did I do? Why did I believe this? It's a fucking slippery slope. It's a slippery slope, and the reason why I like Terminator and Judgment Day is because that storyline is not you know where it's going. You know where it's going. It's the end of the human race, right? It's the end of
it goes, yeah.
Because you know this artificial intelligence is going to protect itself, and the way they protect themselves is rid of humans.
Well, on that one, what's cool is it's kind of the irony. It was set up as a defense system to protect humans against, to protect humans against humans.
Yeah.
But then suddenly it becomes, and that's the thing where Tony was saying that there's no way that AI could, without it being programmed to know, but
what black and white is.
Yeah, but
you don't believe that black and white can be improved. You don't think an AI can learn that?
It can't learn something that has not been programmed to it.
So.
My Alexa can learn stuff, but obviously it's not learning from the environments and learning because I go on an app and I say, now you're turning my lights on. So she's I learned that. No, you didn't. It's a command that's been programmed into you to do that.
Which I understand. There's commands that are always going to be put into an Alexa, right? Because that's how Alexa works, right?
Correct.
All right. But with artificial intelligence, if it has the backing, of something better than your Google search engine, you don't believe that it could find the answer.
But then it's still not it's not self-aware. It's just using something better than Google to get the answer. Because Google itself is pretty smart, and the Google
because it's pretty so it's pretty smart. You don't believe that it would outsmart you?
No,
you don't think so.
you can ask it a question and it will give you an answer. That's how a Google Home Mini works per se. I ask a question, it gives me an answer.
But
there's
obviously we hear the monotonic voice.
no, it has nothing to do with the voice, but like I can't have a conversation with. There's no way like I could just talk to it
and if it so in the movie Ex Machina, the way it learns aneurysms of a human being is that it uses the front camera of every smartphone in the world. Every smartphone in the world. It uses every single one of them. So it's literally breaking the law. So I don't know if that's breaking the law for us right now, but in the movie, it's saying it's breaking the law by recording every single aneurysm that every face does in the world. So your face, whatever it does when it lies, whatever your face does when it's happy, when it's sad, when it's horny, everything that your face does, it records it. It records his, it records his, it records hers. That's what it does, right? So it records everyone's face aneurysm. So it learns.
I don't know what just happened over here.
Because it's like aneurysm, isn't that the brain thing?
Not aneurysm,
It just records everyone's aneurysm.
I brain tumor.
It comes back.
Anyway, I got the point.
You know what I was saying, right?
Yeah.
So it's recording everyone's facial expressions and stuff like that. So it's recording everyone's. So
What is recording it?
It recorded everyone's.
But
so
what is?
so
AI,
think
right?
about the Google search. Think about the Google search. Think about the whole Google preface or whatever. What it does?
Of course, because it learns.
Because it learns, right?
It can learn, but it has its limits.
In the movie, what it's saying is that big body of Google, whatever it is, it's recording everyone's sad expressions, everyone's happy expressions, everyone's horny expressions, everyone's fucking death expressions. It's recording everyone's expressions. So it knows everyone's expressions in the world. You don't believe that it can convince you that it is excited to see you, or it's excited to like.
Well, if you programmed it, yes.
Well,
but I don't think it can learn it itself.
You don't think it can learn it itself?
No, because I know Google learns like habits. Like if I go to search something, it can learn like, oh, okay, he searches a lot of this. So
He searches a lot of monkey.
so it's gonna give you monkey dick, right?
But it's,
that's simple coding.
But it is simple coding. But I think if there was a camera and Google was just watching me do stuff, I don't think it's smart enough to come back and because you have to program it to be smart, and it's not programmed to question it.
So it's not Google watching you, it's the FBI.
All right, Miguel. All right.
Has your alarm ever went off? Is the FBI knocking?
If you hear your phone vibrate and you never see anything in your notifications, that's because the FBI is clocking out.
You know this power outage? It isn't the weather.
It's
the FBI.
They got
you. They just want to see me sweat, huh?
They wanted to see you with your shirt off.
They want to know what
It didn't take long.
What you thought about AI is.
But isn't that what the premise of that movie with Joaquin Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson? Her? Isn't that like he falls in love with?
I haven't seen that one yet. Don't tell me.
It's on Netflix. We gotta watch it. We'll watch it.
But he
falls in love with a series style character, right?
Yeah, very close to series style.
Isn't that still artificial intelligence?
See,
if you call it serial artificial intelligence, you need to stop because it's terrible.
So the form.
I'm sorry, Android user. I'm sorry.
Son of a bitch.
No.
Get out of here.
Google's way better than that.
Well, artificial
That's why you
intelligence.
have an iPhone.
And I don't.
Yeah, Miguel, give us.
And I don't use
Give us
Siri.
that laugh.
No, that's fine. Don't use Siri, but the fact that you own an iPhone.
Yeah, but that's nothing to do with Siri.
Yeah, no, you're on iOS.
That has nothing to do with Siri.
Besides that, so Dean, what you're going off of is essentially what artificial intelligence is. So we don't fully have AI right now, but what AI essentially is in order for AI to be AI is so what the formal big definition, whatever the fuck it is if a computer or something that was developed by a human being can convince another human being that it's not a robot or not a computer, it's so say you go in and you meet this girl and she's the nicest person in the world and you meet her and you're like, God damn, that was a human, right? It's like, holy shit, dude, she she fucking knew everything about me. She talked about her life. She talked about where she came from and stuff like that. And you're like, damn, man, she was human. And they're like, no, that was a fucking computer. The moment where they see that you were like convinced that it was a human being, that's what artificial intelligence is.
Okay.
So, like the moment you're like, fucking Siri, like, you're monotone, you're telling me some stupid ass shit. You know that's a robot. You know that's a computer. That's something trying to convince you, like trying to teach you something. You know that it's a fucking computer software that's trying to tell you something versus like something that can convince you that makes you believe that like, holy fuck, dude, holy shit, it was a fucking human talking to me on the phone right now.
You know, it's just and I will always kind of take like a philosophical approach or kind of stuff. It just comes to the point where whatever religion you belong to or anything, obviously man, you know, was created, right?
Yeah.
And,
we are right now.
And
best
it's
computers in the world.
It's probably our own arrogance and our own ego.
Hardware and software. Right here.
It's our own arrogance and it's our own ego that we have to create something. We're not happy enough being at the top of like the food chain or the top species. We feel we have to create something to look up to us, kind of in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
so
I can
yeah. It's like it's like in the perfect example is Prometheus, the Alien prequel.
It's the android,
when they go up to the engineers, and you know the dude wants to know why did you create us. You know, because he wants to know the origin of life, and then he creates that David because you know he can. So the God complex. We want to feel like we're I think. Well, no, I think honestly, I think it's just ego. I think human beings as a whole, we're just really egocentrical, and we just want to know like, well, it's not good enough that we're the top. Like I said, the top thing on the food chain. We have to make something. You know. Yeah. And that's what I think it is. That's you know.
I completely understand that because I mean I'm sure there's a lot of people that have seen it that way, and like people that just make like beautiful art, like beautiful music and shit like that. Like they probably see it the same way, and they probably think like what is my stamp to the world, or why the fuck does my stamp even matter? You know, they're making something, you know, and they're making something beautiful, whether we care or not.
I mean, but when it comes to like music or literature or art or science, that's understandable because that's understandable because that's the brain, that's our brain working, that's our brain putting our stamp. But when you're creating something that is equivalent to a human, but totally under your control, I think that's just your ego. Well, that's one person's ego saying like I'm the creator. Like who needs God when I can create? Like Frankenstein. Like Frankenstein. Like who needs God when I can create this? You know, it's. Yeah. I
get it. So like as much as you can teach a computer, you can teach a computer to do everything in the world. You just tell it to do this, left, right, go fucking kill a cop, whatever the fuck you want to do.
Turn on the lights.
You literally turn on the lights, whatever. You can go out there and turn my electricity on because our power's still out. You know, you can do what you can tell a fucking computer to do whatever you fuck you want. But can't like who's the one that developed chaos as an actual art piece?
The chaos theory?
Yeah, the chaos.
Oh, I don't know. I just heard that from Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
That was Dr. Ian.
Yeah, Dr. Ian Graham.
Luis knows that. We'll withhold that thing, like chaos. The whole chaos theory says it goes one way, it can go the opposite way. You can do whatever the fuck it wants to because it's fucking random. You can't control that. That's art, right? Like because essentially it's just like because a person that's gonna make fucking beautiful ass art, it wasn't some kind of fucking. It wasn't some fucking god being telling him to fucking make that. It was in his mind, and he wanted to make that fucking art piece. And that art piece is fucking golden now because it was simple, it was independent, and he made it because of himself. It wasn't because of something else that was telling him to do it. Now, at what point would a computer be able to do that? Like, do you think a computer would be able to create an art piece like we have, that we will.
Well, only if it's programmed to do so. I don't
So-
think
so
it can
you
do it
don't
on
think
its
so? You
own.
don't think so? Huh?
No, I don't think because a computer will still. It's not.
Because it wouldn't know, right?
Yeah,
It wouldn't know,
there's that human emotion.
It knows what's supposed to be programmed to do, and then maybe
What even does it-
maybe it has learned an extra half than that. Maybe it learned a little bit more than just what it was programmed to do. Maybe
It's you know
maybe
what?
it learned it, but will it be able to make it?
The perfect example is you have to go to Terminator 2 at the end when John Connor is crying and Terminator puts his finger in, he's like, I finally know why humans cry, you know, and he says that's something I can never do, and that's it. There you go. That's it. That's
And that's the reason why it's so fucking simple.
Because even the smartest things, like I have an Alexa, and I will tell the Alexa to turn the lights on, and she will turn the lights on. And if I say, Alexa, turn the lights on, she'll just say, okay. Because she doesn't know the lights are on. She has just been given a command to tell something else to turn the lights
But
on.
what if it's like,
But she doesn't, in her mind, if I ask her again to do it, she's like, okay, let's turn the lights on. And she tells that same device to turn the lights on. But she's not smart enough to know in her mind or whatever it is, her processor, those lights are already on. Like she just keeps taking commands and keeps.
because-
one day she's gonna say, "Nah, fuck you."
yeah,
motherfucker."
what if one day she was just like, I don't want to.
Well, she couldn't because it's not programmed into her memory, because we have brains. Our brains. I don't understand how they work. I don't know how they work.
There's literally no person in the world that knows how this.
No, it's hard to understand. But we know how computers work.
We do know because we developed it.
Yeah, we developed.
Yeah, we understand. We understand.
Now, some people might play devil's advocate and say, well, the reason computers aren't self-aware is because the people that know how to do it just aren't going to do it because they know the consequences. If you want to play that game, but I just don't think.
So you don't believe that?
I just don't think a computer just couldn't just get smart enough to be like, I know what I am, and I can. I'm going to change things.
Okay, so right, so you're like basic right now. So you believe you're basic. I wasn't saying that. No, I'm saying like you're thinking whatever command that you're gonna give a computer, it's gonna listen to that command, right?
Of course, yeah.
So you're never thinking forward past that. You're not thinking like,
what would be the purpose of creating something that could be self-aware?
God complex.
why not? Exactly.
Yes.
It's
What we
exactly
talked
what
about.
it is. It's literally God.
But you already do that with kids. When you create kids, you basically control them until they.
Oh no!
Until they're-
Sebastian does not listen to me. Don't
No.
do that.
because
I'm not saying, but there's a point.
there's the nature of this
Sebastian
future
is
in me.
wild.
No, he is wild.
wild.
But I'm saying what I'm saying is, you create a child.
Miguel,
A
what
child,
have you done to him?
that child
I say go
basically
left.
will
He's
do
like, which way's
anything
left? I'm
up
like,
into a
I touched that
point
yesterday.
where it becomes smart enough to know. Wait, I can say no. But for the first few years, but I don't think you could. A computer's not a child, and you can't create a child from a computer. You can't have it be okay. It's a baby. It doesn't know anything, but as time goes on, it will learn, and it will learn from the humans, and then
why not?
eventually,
Have you ever seen
because
Digimon?
it's not possible.
Because it's not something you've ever seen.
Well, I don't think it's possible. Because you can't teach a computer. Even when they when IBM created Watson, which was a computer that was supposedly super smart, and they took it on Jeopardy, and it ended up losing, and it was.
In chess or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
It was fucking chess.
But it's one of those. Again, it went on Jeopardy, and it was answering questions. It was not self-aware. It didn't know it was on Jeopardy.
No. I get
No,
it.
it just
I get
knew-
it because it knew the questions. And
all you had to do is say.
It knew
that, but it could never be self-aware.
It thought it knew millions and millions of fucking answers to all the questions.
And that's how
that was
Google
gonna be
basically
asked.
is. If you ask Google a question, she goes to a bunch of servers.
Yeah.
Takes
So
that
it's
question.
gonna go to millions and millions
Wow.
and millions and millions of
Thank
servers,
you.
right, Tony? And then
And then she's going to get your answer, and if she doesn't know the answer, she'll
It's
refer you to somebody.
2018. It might not be a
Right?
she.
Yeah.
And then what? No,
It's a higher
I
existence
want to
than
listen
that.
to Tony's input.
It's already not.
All right, so
Just saying.
you're saying
Google's a
that
dinosaur.
where we are right now, you feel like this is the farthest we're ever gonna get. You don't.
No, I think-
So you don't think that eventually this search engine is not going to go to trillions and trillions?
No,
or
I think-
quadrillions and quadrillions.
I think the search engine will get better, but it'll never be smart enough to know who it is or what it is.
Wow.
I think as the world grows, obviously more things need to be put into that search engine. But I think even 30 years from now, Google will just not know that it's Google. It just knows that, hey, I need to ask you a question, and you're going to give me an answer.
Can we put some money on this?
But at the end of the day, it's not going to be like, no, I don't want to give you that answer. No, because you don't have that choice. You're not a person. You don't have the right to tell me no. You're just a programmed item that I could just say, answer the damn question. You're going to answer it.
So see, Tony is essentially Tony is trying to explain exactly what artificial intelligence is right now. So because he's literally saying right now, he's saying that at the end of it all, and they learn more than us. They learn more than us. They're smarter than human beings right now. But the fact that a human told them not to, they're gonna stop. And Tony believes
because they're not human. They can't.
They're not human. They won't be able to say no or yes to it. Like artificial intelligence is essentially saying like the moment that they can be like, no, you're a fucking idiot. No, I know what's right. You're a fucking human being.
Because I can't argue with Google now.
That's the moment when artificial intelligence is.
I always argue with Google.
All the time. She's wrong.
And I get where you're going, Tony. I understand how coding works, and I understand what coding is trying to what coding is implementing in this whole situation. Because
that's what I was thinking.
Because you could code something to learn. That's not an issue. Because computers do that. They can learn your habits.
Exactly.
But it's still, well, not at the end of the day.
They're going to come to a human being to be able to answer the questions, right?
Now, computers can tell you when you like, wow, you moved that file somewhere I don't like it, it's going to create an error. But in itself, it just knows that file shouldn't be where it is. But it's still not self-aware. It just knows that you did something that was against the program.
You told it to say that program, that software shouldn't be in that specific area.
It's like deleting a .sys file in Windows. You delete one of those systems files, the computer's going to be like, whoa, wait a minute. That file needs to be here for me to work, or I'm just going to turn off. But it's not self-aware. It just needs that file to work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know about deleting files, but I sure do know about clearing search history.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm so
Clear
sorry.
those cookies.
Guys,
The beginning of time.
Okay, Tony, you ask me a question, I'll ask you a question. $2 million in cash. You get it.
What?
You get $2 million in cash. But the whole world gets to know your porn search history.
$2 million, dude. It's $2
$2 million bucks in
Yeah,
cash.
there's nothing super crazy in there, so I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't care?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Because it's not.
What the fuck you got?
Yeah, what do you got?
What do you want?
Dean, you took a
What's
deep
worth
breath.
more?
What are you looking up, Dean?
No, $2 million is fine with me too. I don't mind.
I'm just saying, like.
Your sisters to get out there? I'm okay with that too. What about you, Miguel?
Oh, we already talked about that. Yeah. I'm pretty shameless right now, so yeah, I'll put that out there.
But no, I did just. Because all the porn that's out there, it's not anything super. The super weird stuff that you probably shouldn't be watching anyway. So the stuff that's out there might be weird to maybe Dean that I watched that video, but in the long run, there's millions of other people watching the same video I'm watching.
All right, let's reverse.
This looks weird, but 2 million people watched it, so it's
He might be watching me, I'm like, oh, so you're into that. But in the end of the day, there's probably millions of people that are into what Dean's into. So at the end of the day, I'm not. There's nothing out there in my history where someone's gonna be like, damn, you weird.
Damn, son.
I'm sorry that the AI technology went to where we are right now, but
Well, that's what it reversed, dude. Wasn't that one of the topics in Tropic Thunder and fucking he's telling them that the whole reason they switched from DVD to Blu-ray or something like that was because of porn.
No, because you gotta think about it though. Because if porn accepts your technology, you're fucking golden, Bob.
Yeah,
Think
because
about it. That's the reason why that's the reason why virtual reality is so fucking big.
No, it's
now.
a billions of dollars a year industry.
Exactly. It's because fucking porn was behind the whole fucking thing.
Oh,
And
dude,
They were just like, hey, just think about it. Dude. 2 girls sucking on your dick and you're wearing a fucking glass and you're just sitting there like, Yeah, you'd be like, fuck yeah, y'all put the glasses on. I'll watch that
Oh,
shit.
dude, true.
Like, I'm 100% behind it.
I got a true story behind this. I was
let's
working.
hear it.
I
Let's hear
was at work,
Okay.
and this gentleman came in, and he tried to exchange a phone.
Mhm.
And I'm lazy as shit when it comes to that job. I'm surprised that I've been fired. He tried to exchange a phone and say, no, this phone doesn't work, the volume doesn't work, or something like that shit. And I grabbed it, and I was like, oh, no, the volume's fine. And I tested the volume. I was like, plus, anyway, you don't want to trade in your phone because you're not going to get shit. And, just keep it. It's a good phone. And it's a Filipino man. So he's like, oh, okay, well, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. And I was like, yeah, that's fine.
I'm sorry.
He leaves. He comes back 15 minutes later. He's just looking around. I was like, that's cool. There's people in the store. People in the store leave. He comes up to me and goes, hey, I like to watch dirty movies. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's like,
right up my alley.
No, man, come on, man. And he's like, I like to watch.
Come in the bag.
I like to watch American Girls. Chinese, Japanese. And it's like, damn, all right. And he's like, do you know any good sites? And he grabs his phone and he puts it in my face.
No.
And he's on this. I swear to God, dude, if I'm lying, I'm dying. I don't know what it was, but it was some weird ass shit. And he shows me. It's like, any good sites? I like to watch
this
dirty movie. And I look at it, I was like, and it was one of those existential moments where I'm like, fuck, dude, am I really right here right now?
Has my life really gotten to this point where I'm helping a Filipino man find
It's
porn?
not that. It's just like, am I really? Because it was supposed to be my day off. And it was like Clerks. It's like, I'm really right here on my day off.
Yeah.
And then he gives me his phone. I was like, and I look at it, I was like, that's like, no, I don't. And I give him his phone back. And the look on his face is really kind of like, oh, okay, upset.
Right?
So I was like, then I was like,
like,
okay, sir. I grabbed his phone. I typed on the site, and I put it. I was like, all right, enjoy the rest of your day. And he looked at it. Oh, okay, thank you. I was like, fuck, man.
And he had a good rest of the day.
I even put it on my Twitter, dude. I was like, you left with a smile, man.
so bad.
Fucking dirty ass old man, dude.
Dude, this Filipino guy. This Filipino guy.
Is it bad that the only porn site I know is Pornhub?
That's the one I put into his phone.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Pornhub's like YouTube, right?
Well, no, you're better off doing Porn MD because it's owned by the same company. It lumps them all together, so it's like a search engine.
I've never even heard of porn.
Is it pornmd.com or porn.md?
No, it's pornmd.com.
So is it a good website?
It's like Google, basically. You just type in what you're into,
Okay.
and it brings up a list of videos. Yeah.
All right, let's backtrack.
That's
Podcast. All right, so
Back to AI.
we finished the AI.
Okay.
We know where AI is going. Do you want to talk about yours? Or you want me to talk about?
Well, I guess we can talk about mine because this is something me and Tony were talking about last week, and we were sitting around and Tony was telling like he what was the story that you he worked as a roadie for a couple concerts because I was talking to Tony. I was super excited because yesterday, well, when I was talking to Tony, I was super excited because I was going to the Coheed and Cambria Taking Back Sunday concert, and then Tony was telling me that he was actually a roadie for REO Speedwagon, and I was like, God damn, Tony, that's fucking cool because that's a legit rock and roll band. And then we just started talking about famous people we met, and I was kind of interacted with. So I was kind of thinking, and I was like, that'd be something cool to talk about, because Tony has a lot of stories. I don't know if you have any, Mike. Like if you've met any.
God damn.
He's looking for the bottle opener.
For my viewers.
No, for real.
Tony is trying to flashlight.
I'll be
and
100%
pitch
with
black.
you, Dean. I wish I knew all the famous ass people you guys knew. I don't know. I honestly don't have anyone.
You didn't even ask the question yet.
Oh no, I did. Like,
Yeah, basically, have you met anybody famous, Miguel?
Fucking famous.
Okay, Miguel, have you met anybody?
Yeah,
famous?
I mean, I've met them. Never really got like.
Who was it?
Who was it, and how did you meet them?
Well, people that go in the store, people that do like
Well, who was the
showings.
famous person you ever met?
You walk up to.
Miguel.
I'm explaining. Stop.
Stop all this bullshit.
You need to
Miguel.
calm down a little bit there.
I want to hear what the famous person you ever met.
I mean, the one I really loved meeting was Magic Johnson.
Magic wasn't too.
Magic Johnson?
Magic Johnson.
Shout out to
In
Magic
289?
Johnson for ruining the world's best fucking porno name.
Am I right?
Magic Johnson, pretty much just Lakers. Magic Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal.
You met Shaq?
You
Yeah,
met
but
Shaq too.
Damn.
Wow.
Where do you meet these people?
Yeah, where'd you meet Shaq at?
Well, my dad used to work at the House of Blues, and a lot of people used to go there. So.
Right, your dad did.
Yeah, my dad works on the strip, so like,
Yeah,
I head over there one time, and Shaq's there, and he's just like, well, he's Shaq, he's just huge, and I'm just like, oh goodness, and I just say hi. He's like, hey, little man. I'm like,
He
he's
calls you
like,
a little man.
yeah, I met him when I was like, like 8 or 9.
Oh, so it was a while back.
Yeah, this is a while back. So
Oh,
he's
wow,
like,
while
he's
back.
like pretty much in his prime still
Yeah.
in basketball.
Still missing free
so-
throws though.
Still missing those free throws.
Yeah.
When they started coining the term Shaq Attack. Yeah, the guy was big. Mac Johnson, he was really cool. I mean, just last week, I met Brandon Ingram.
Oh, yeah.
Lakers, because they had the summer league over here in Vegas. So Brandon Ingram came in. Saw him. He was alright. I'm not really fanboying over that guy.
Brandon Ingram from Lakers?
The Lakers, yeah.
Dude, what's wrong with you, man? You met Kobe though, right?
I've never met Kobe.
Oh, dude, I'd die.
I would die. I would die if I met Kobe.
LeBron James?
LeBron James?
LeBron
Now I would.
LeBron
That was a Laker.
LeBron James.
I don't know, man. Unless he gets me a championship, I don't know how to feel about that guy. He's gonna get us a championship though.
Yeah.
I feel like he is.
What the fuck's wrong with you, dude? He's gonna get a fucking championship in LA,
LeBron James.
Then you're gonna become the biggest Laker fan ever, aren't you, Miguel?
Because you're a little bitch, Miguel. Because
All right, Maggie, who
You like
have you
penis,
met
bro.
famous?
Okay,
Step
take some notes, bitches.
You have some good ass names.
Okay, here's the microphone. Okay, guys. So, I've met Liza Koshy.
Liza Koshy was
She's a famous YouTuber.
She's fucking amazing. I love Liza Koshy.
She's like really funny.
I don't believe you guys don't watch her.
I didn't know who she was, so you explained to me before the podcast who she was.
Liza
Okay,
Koshy.
Well,
No,
we'll
if
watch
you-
her now. Go
No,
ahead.
if you look her up, like she
I
makes
don't
some
fuck-
literally
she's
stupid ass
fucking
videos.
She's
but, like, she's
fucking
funny.
funny, dude. Yeah, you guys gotta watch her.
So I met her one time. I went to a bachelorette party bus, and then we got off at a casino, and she was there, and I was like, "Can I take a picture with you?" And she was like, "Yeah." So that was cool. And then I met the Diaz brothers, the UFC fighters.
Oh, Nate?
She met
Both
Nate
of them.
And,
Yes.
what's the other name?
Nate.
Was it at work or was it down the street?
Not-
It was
down
at
the street.
Hardin, the dispensary in Las Vegas.
Right down the street, they fucking own
That's the
that.
same. Was it right down the street?
It was
Okay.
literally down the street. Yeah, they own that dispensary.
Okay.
What's their name? Nate and
Gerardo,
no,
Nate-
it's Nate and
Nate and Joey. Is it Joey?
No, it's not.
No.
Nate and Hardin.
Either way, the Diaz brothers, UFC, look them up. They're good.
Fucking amazing. Nate Diaz is probably had the best.
Nate Diaz is such an
Nate and
asshole,
Nick
and I
Diaz.
love
Nate,
it.
Nick. Yeah,
Yeah.
so Nate
and Nick,
Yeah,
yes.
Nate. But Nate has had the best career with.
Yeah, he beat Connor.
Connor.
He beat Connor.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Connor. And they feel like him and Nate and Connor should probably have the
See,
best fight in the world.
But it's weird because, like, I met Anderson Silva.
You didn't meet
The
And-
spider.
Yes,
fucking
the spider.
That was when he came into work. I met him too.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
the best
Miguel.
fucking fighter in
But the
martial
thing is,
history.
it's weird. Like Anderson Silva, he's a dick, and I hate him.
I don't care. He's a fucking
I-
fighter.
yeah, I
man.
saw him
He's
and
the
I was
best fighter ever.
But like, and I wanted to meet him, so I took a picture, whatever. But like
I think a lot of people did that day.
Yeah, they did.
Nate Diaz, he's an asshole too, but I think it's hilarious.
He's a cool motherfucker, man.
Yeah,
Because
great.
Nate knows who his fan is. He knows that his fans are going to be
he
people
knows
that
he
are
has
like,
a little Mexican girl named Margarita Lamone
and he also
out in
knows
Las
that
Vegas.
the only fans he's got is like, hey, dude, maybe you didn't win. Mark, he didn't win Conor McGregor fully, you know?
It's fine, whatever. Okay, so those are the people I met in person. Does it count if like Pauly D and Britney Spears walk by me?
Yeah, I would say that because you saw
An
that.
interaction.
Yeah.
Because I had the same thing with Britney Spears.
Where?
She goes to the yoga. Well, she went to the yoga studio I work at when she had her residency, and I was walking by the door of one of the studio rooms, and she opened it, and she hit me. And I always have my headphones on, so I was like, and then all of a sudden, and then I was like, oh shit! I took out my headphones, and she came out, and she's like 5'1", 5'2". She's tiny.
She's small?
She is tiny.
Yeah.
I thought she was like my height.
No, she is tiny.
love
And then when she saw that,
his bathroom. Go use the
I need bathroom. No, I'm just
You
standing.
got
My back hurts.
and so as soon as when she hit me, she's like, and she talked in her like her trailer park drawl. She's like, "Oh my goodness, I can't do it. Oh my goodness, are you okay?"
Oh my goodness.
I was saying something like that, and I was like,
Y'all-
"I'm fine."
Y'all okay?
and you know, you get a good look at her. Like you see her on TV, you think she's fucking gorgeous and everything, but when you really look at her, it's like it's a lot of makeup this girl's wearing.
You see how it goes black or what?
I wouldn't say.
See,
ugly,
I hope
just
she
has-
never watches this. I don't think she will. But like, I never thought she was pretty.
Oh, yeah.
Like on like pictures and stuff. I'm like, no, she's not
alright.
pretty.
She's
She's just
It's
like,
okay. She's alright.
yeah.
See, I think I just kind of lucked out with the people I've met because they were always like really cool. Like,
Fucking surprised.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Well, Britney Spears is pretty surprised.
Britney Spears, that kind of surprised me because I didn't think she was gonna be, you know, as
yeah,
nice
yeah,
as she
for
was.
sure. Well, what was the next biggest
I met Corey Taylor,
one?
the lead singer from Slipknot, Stone Sour,
Nice.
and then I
Don't sour
actually,
too.
yeah, I actually told him a
Sounds
funny
really
story. It was through a radio station. They said, "Oh, he's here if you want to come meet him." And I went
He's
over there.
here,
Yeah,
huh?
and I went over there and I shook his hand and shit, and I told him, I was like, "Hey, man, when your first album with Slipknot came out, I was in the 5th grade, and I couldn't buy it because it had a parental advisory sticker."
Nice.
So, so I was like, I had my cousin buy it for me, and I used to I used to put in my CD player, and I had a werewolf mask that I put on, and I used to headbang like I was part of Slipknot, and he laughed at that. And then I think what really got him laughing was like one day my mom saw the CD and she asked like, "Hey, what is this? What is this?" And I was like, "Oh." Yeah, I told my mom it was Halloween music, and she was like, "Okay." And then I told that to Corey Taylor, and he was cracking up, and it was the coolest thing. It's like, man, I've listened to this guy since I was in 5th grade. He's cracking up at my story, and just last night, the other person I met just out of like random, and this is why I think like the universe you gotta just believe in how the universe works because it was so cool. I had the concert had just finished. And for you guys that don't know, like, Coheed and Cambria and Taking Back... Well, more Coheed is, like,
Dream.
one of my favorite bands. Like, it's a band that I discovered, I fell in love with, I fucking love them. And Taking Back Sunday, I've listened to them since, like, I was a junior in high school, so I fucking love them. And I was walking out, Louis was going to pick me up because I didn't want to drive to the concert. And as I'm walking out the Hard Rock, I'm going by where the taxis pull in, and there's a tunnel where the tour buses park. And out of that tunnel comes fucking Adam Lazzara, dude, the lead singer from Taking Back Sunday. Yeah, and he has his hoodie on, and I instantly recognize him because he's like 6'3", he's really tall.
He's really big.
And I saw him, and I look at him, and I was like, and I could tell he didn't really want to be bothered, you know, he has his hoodie on, but I was like, "Hey, dude, amazing show." He's like, "Oh, hey, buddy, thanks." And I was like, "Fuck, dude, this just made my night." I just met a lead singer of one of my favorite fucking bands ever, dude. That's fucking legit. So, I mean, that's probably... Oh, and I met Dick Buckets one time, so that was pretty cool, too.
Yeah, it was pretty cool sometimes. Dick Buckets. Best.
God damn, that shot really hit you hard. I'm like...
I'm trying to hurt my soul right now. Dick Buckets, man. Really? Dick Buckets? Oh, yeah, kind of. Dick Buckets kind of touched my life a little bit.
We are on
A few
air.
men touched my fucking dick sexually, but yeah. But yeah, Dick Buckets was my human soul right here, yeah. Dude, that hurts me a little bit. I was expecting a story behind Dick Buckets, but no.
Oh,
What is the story?
The story
Tell
behind
the
Dick
story.
Buckets, I was working at Cactus Meats, and our manager got me in the back because I was a stalker and I was putting up the glasses, and she said, "Hey, come out here," and I was all right. And we walked out to the buffet line, and she's like, "Do you know who that is?" And fucking Dick Buckets is there again, fucking prime rib. I took one look at him and I looked at my manager, like, I know exactly who that is. And she's like, "Oh, do you want to meet him?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, I do." And then she took me over there, and he was eating, so I didn't want to be too much of a dick, you know, talking to him. But he was really cool, and I told him like, "Hey, you know, I grew up with, like, all my cousins are New York Giants fans, and I grew up a Chicago Bears fan. And it's like, you know, I played. It was a coincidence. Like, I played linebacker and shit, and you know, so it was really cool. He was really nice about it too, dude. So that's the extent.
That was in Jaguar?
I was in Jaguar at the buffet.
Dick Buckets.
Dick Buckets, man, came down to the buffet.
The Browns. The Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears. You're a big Bears fan.
Yeah. Walter Payton, to me, is probably the greatest running back of all time.
You think?
But yeah, dude, sweetness.
Saquon Barkley on the Giants. You don't think
No.
he's the best?
No, man. You need to go hang out with the rest of my cousins, dude. All you fucking Giant lovers, dude.
Ah.
Yeah, fucking, dude. They all. I know what it is with you guys.
Drink that Kool-Aid, huh?
I'll drink that New York Giant
No,
Kool-Aid.
you
dude.
motherfucker. I'm a Chargers fan.
The Chargers.
Twice. Where are the Bears at?
We won one, but we had one of the greatest defenses of all time.
I don't know. You have a good defense.
You had
too,
Mike
huh?
Ditka.
We
That's
had
the
Mike-
best you ever had.
That's cool, dude. I understand that. It's completely understandable.
You know, I know.
We
that
don't.
because
Well,
of
we may not have won a Super Bowl, but we don't have that goofy ass Eli Manning.
Yeah, dude, because he's so amazing. Right? Dude, he can be goofy and still win Super Bowls. Dude. Think about it.
See, this is the problem when we start talking football. It's like our egos start getting like we're defending teams we don't even play for.
Hey, yo,
You know what?
Jackson, man.
I just know that Philip Rivers loves his horses, and he loves me as a friend.
July. You're so funny. It's funny.
Motherfucker, I have it on Twitter.
Yeah,
He has my phone number.
What?
Look at my contacts. I have a contact name. Philip Rivers.
7227776.
Yeah, it's a fake number. I don't give a fuck. I text it sometimes.
You text it. So one day you get a reply.
Stop texting his number.
He's like, yeah, I would like to know what my horses are, please. Can you please help me?
Oh my god, this is Phil Rivers.
I honestly lost.
Hello, it's Roger the Dodge Charger.
Hey, son, he's a son of a bitch. Dude. He deserves that shit.
Shout out to Kyle for being the only guy who doesn't like fucking Roger.
What?
He
Aaron
says-
Rodgers?
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers?
No, Roger from
Roger
American
from
Dad.
American Dad.
What the fuck is wrong with Kyle?
Kyle.
He says he
Carpenter?
gives him the creeps.
That's the reason why you got a girl, man.
But he's so funny.
He's so fucking
Roger has to be the greatest character that Seth
of
MacFarlane has
all
ever
time.
made.
Seth
Yeah.
MacFarlane ever made.
Is Roger?
It's better than Peter, and it's better than fucking Stan.
Yeah,
It's the best
Yeah.
fucking character ever made.
I think
MacFarlane.
it goes Roger, and then Quagmire,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
like
definitely.
Peter and all that. But no, I think Roger's.
You think Quagmire over Stewie, though?
Stewie's pretty close to there,
No,
but
I think
but no.
Roger and then Stewie.
No, I was gonna say the same thing. Roger, Stewie,
it's Roger.
and then Brian, then Quagmire.
No, I put Roger, Stewie, and then Steve actually. From
Steve.
Oh,
No,
fuck.
but Steve's a different character.
I love Steve.
Steve's a different
But
character.
Steve, yeah, Steve's there.
No,
No, we're
see,
talking
like,
about
I've always told him, like, everybody loves Roger, so who's your number one besides Roger?
Steve.
And mine is Steve.
Dude, I love
No,
Steve.
Steve is
I
fucking
love
amazing. I get that.
I don't know. Haley's husband's
No.
pretty weird too.
No.
No,
I
but Steve's
love-
hilarious, especially when he does the singing
When he
episode.
said,
Yeah.
But it's a different character, though. It's not.
It's not voiced by
It's
Seth
not. Yeah, it's
MacFarlane.
not.
Yeah.
voiced by
Oh.
Seth MacFarlane. No, it's not. Well, that guy is fucking insane.
Yeah,
Oh,
see.
he can sing.
I just like it when, I like when he screams. Like when he yells.
Yeah, but no,
Daddy's gone.
It's probably the best song ever
Yeah.
in my life.
Oh, remember Sebastian knows that song?
I don't give a
That
fuck.
shit hits home.
Daddy's gone.
Sebastian knows that song. Remember he
Daddy's
sang that?
gone.
Miguel,
Daddy's
Miguel, where have you been for Sebastian?
Yeah, why is he singing that song?
I was sitting there watching the same episode
Why
as
is
he
he
was.
saying, Daddy's gone.
And he's just like, Daddy's gone. I'm like, bitch, I'm right here. And he's just in that mood. No, Daddy's gone. Dude, brother Roger in
And
that.
fucking Roger, the whole side character. Oh, it's perfect.
No, he won't. No, he won't.
Oh, that it repeated. Fuck
Yeah.
Instagram.
Fuck Instagram, dude.
He's
Put it on
like, no,
YouTube.
he won't.
That's
No,
just
he won't.
perfect. Yeah, it's,
Not coming.
Oh.
Never
Ever
again. Daddy! Because he sees him in the sand, he gets ready to hug him, and he's not there.
Daddy's
The other
gone.
one's cool is when he's in jail. Remember when
man.
Stan's in jail and he does his song?
My mama.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
that.
she wasn't my mama.
Dude.
That one's fucking hilarious. But it's so fucking bad though.
Yeah.
Oh, she wasn't my mama. Oh, it's so bad. Fucking Steve, man. He's so bad.
Because he's a great character because he's a nerd.
Yeah, he's a nerd. He's fucking hilarious.
He cries for
He
everything.
does cry a lot.
Yeah.
In his face. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. He
Remember when they created the alternate one called Steve Areno?
Steve, he's a fucking socio. He's fucking killing people and shit. Yeah, that was fucking evil.
And he was killing cats. He was cutting off their heads.
He was killing people, dude.
What's the one where Roger's the cowboy and he sings that he's dancing to that song? That El Gato.
El Gato.
Es bueno.
No, when
And that was more. I feel like that was more when it was simple. It's not simple anymore with fucking.
when Roger did Ricky
Yeah.
I love Ricky Spanish, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, there is nothing better than getting like wild smacked, dude. I'm watching like American Dad or Family Guy, just fucking stoned out of your mind, dude. I don't think there's anything better, man.
I think my favorite American Dad episode is where Roger's characters don't meet each other. Where like one of his characters is like a guy that prints. He prints Bibles. He has that really good. He meets that girl, but then there's also just Roger, and then he's doing his whole investigation on like who's this guy that's spending all my money? Who's this guy? And he finds out it's just himself the whole time.
That was pretty cool.
It's an identity that got away.
Ricky Spanish.
Wow, we really kind of veered. We took a hard ride on that one, dude.
I love Steve and Roger. Those are my two favorite characters in the Seth MacFarlane show.
Well, maybe I guess I can tie in. That's a celebrity I would like to meet. Would be Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah, that'd be pretty dope.
No, I think Seth.
You think you'd do a voice for us?
I think you know what? I bet he gets asked.
No, it's probably the point where like, I think if fans like want him to do it, it's kind of like, can you imagine you're just like, okay.
What if you initiate it? Just do like Hubert. Old Man Hubert.
Oh man.
That is a line.
You
That
gotta
is
learn how to talk with that.
with the
Yeah,
list.
The whistle. The whistle.
Oh, it's you.
We got it too.
Bring that ass over here, boy.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. It's evil, dude.
No, he's. And then you remember that episode where like, was it Chris starts making puppets with like some Nazi guy?
Yeah, he did.
And then Herbert has to come out in like his American soldier uniform and whooping his ass.
Then he falls off he falls off the two steps. It's like 5 minutes.
Okay. Focus.
We're at an hour and 30
Nazi
minutes
son
now,
of a
so.
bitch.
Well, we might as well go for another 30.
He's really kind of he's gonna go another 30.
Yeah, go
If
another
we were
30.
going another 30, Dean, I want you to bring up your topic. What's your topic?
We just talked about topics.
Celebrities.
But another one.
Did we listen to your topic?
Yeah, we did. We're going on a second topic.
I guess the other one would be like it kind of coincides with like Tony being a roadie because it's the fucking coolest thing in the world, fucking Tony being a roadie. But
I love that.
I guess it would be if there's like any kind of music or any band that you discovered as yourself that you really fell in love because say Metallica. I had cousins who like introduced. Well, my cousin introduced me to Jimi Hendrix, so that's I got to Jimi Hendrix. Michael Oliver introduced me to Korn. That's why I got into Korn. You know, you get introduced to me, but there's like if there's any bands that you yourself like discover that you just go with, you know.
I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm not.
Who?
You.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I want to know what.
Yeah, what bands did
What
you
kind of
discover
bands
on your
you
own,
into,
Miguel?
Miguel or Tony or
Well,
Yeah.
Dean?
something that you discover yourself that you can truly consider yours.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's like a family member or friend where you're like, man, I should really start listening to this band, and I really enjoyed listening to them.
Yeah.
I mean, does Fort Minor count? Because I listened to Linkin Park, and then Fort Minor kind of came out.
Yeah, no, because that's something
Definitely,
you
and then I
discovered.
started
Right?
listening to that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you discovered yourself. Like it's not something. You're
Because I was
like,
introduced to Linkin Park, and then that's really sad.
Here's my
I mean,
soul.
I really like. his new album's really sad, but I really like it too because he kind of goes off on a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty dope. But also, it might just be like me kind of feeling for like what he says in the album too. The reason why I like it so much. Just looking at Tony.
Tony's fucking shirtless, dude. That's speaking of music, dude, that would be the cover of my album.
I hope so. Dude.
That would be my
That's
cover.
a perfect album right there. Ooh, look at those boobies.
What?
Tony, why are your nipples looking out?
You know it's not cold in here.
They're looking at their future.
I'd have to use Bon Jovi's fucking album title and call that "Slippery When Wet." Man.
It's definitely
This went down some slippery slope then.
Fuck, dude, this podcast is gonna be X-rated.
Yeah. Viewer discretion advised.
Miguel, look what the fuck you did.
Well, I'm sorry, he's just right there.
This podcast,
He's got really bright light on his phone. Like, how
This
can I not see
podcast
it?
is brought to you by Miguel Prado.
This,
Dirty motherfucker.
Okay.
Giggity.
Expecto.
This podcast is taking it back to when you were 15 years old and turning on Cinemax like at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night and waiting to see
I had
that.
DirecTV, sir. I could do it a little earlier.
Wait,
I got the East Coast.
waiting to see that thing that said this TVMA nudity. And you're like, oh yeah.
But that was weak ass freaking
Why'd
shit.
your voice crack, Tony? Why'd your voice crack, Tony?
It's because you knew what internet was right back then.
No,
right?
but it was weak. Like, it was nudity, but you didn't see any dick.
Is that why you're mad?
So
You
wanna
didn't see
the
dick?
Tony?
I'm just saying, like, when you're watching porn, you see everything, and then you on Cinemax and just
No, you wanted to see the dick.
Tony, you want to see the dick?
no.
I wanted to see that big, long,
What I'm
veiny
saying
one.
is,
Tony,
those movies were weak.
Tony right here.
He's asking a
Is that
question.
why you're so excited for 4K? Tony,
What?
He's asking a question. Answer his question.
details?
Are you asking a
I'm
question?
asking.
What's the question?
No, I'm asking for a high five.
Oh.
Oh, for that dick.
Let's do a good high five, man.
Well, no, I was just saying, like when you watch it, you're like they try to have a story behind it, and it's like detectives like solving a case. Like,
I
no.
like the one where the pizza man comes to the door.
Who doesn't?
But like legit, like hardcore porn is like you see everything. I mean, but this was just kind of like some girl riding some dude. You're just like, okay.
So what is your perfect whatever the fuck?
Tony, what's your perfect 10?
Where is this going?
Not perfect.
I think talking about bands that we.
This is a perfect example where we get too drunk.
This is what happens when you put me and Michelangelo with 2 minutes.
Expecto Patronum! Alright, enough of that shit.
Anyway, Let's-
what band did you find by yourself, Tony, that you fucking love?
the Traveling Wilburys.
Oh, that's the one with Tom
Birds.
Petty, right?
The Birds.
Yeah, it's Tom Petty.
George Harrison.
Yeah, George Harrison, Jeff Lynne from
You can give me a good high five. with
Electric
that.
Light Orchestra, Bob Dylan.
You give me a good high five with that though. That's a good.
I don't know.
That's a good band.
I'm confused at
Tom from MySpace.
but no, I did. Like I discovered them on my own.
Nice,
Oh,
nice.
oh, I like that.
What is happening?
I like that glow, Tony.
Oh, we got too drunk.
Where'd you get that from, Tony? Ulta?
Stop.
Or something?
Ulta? It's called Sweaty
Hey,
Nipples.
Miguel!
Yo!
You already answered the question. Your turn.
Well,
My turn.
What was
I
it?
was-
So I feel like I discovered The Weeknd, and then he became like mainstream, and he plays on the radio now. It's fine. I'm sad.
What are you sad for?
No, you know what? I'm in the same boat. Well, kinda, because I felt like I fucking like when I started listening to Coheed, it was my fucking band, and I'm
No,
You're one of those
he gave
people-
me shit for it because I'm like,
You're not one of
no.
those people right now that's gonna be like, he was better before he was mainstream.
Yes,
Oh, hell
that's
no.
me. That's me. Yes.
The fuck you want?
No,
No,
because
like,
I hate those kind of people.
No,
Like,
no, I'm not gonna lie. He's good as mainstream, but like I fell in love with him when he wasn't popular.
and that's
he got
fine. But
popular,
don't you want him
everyone's
to
like,
get big?
No, I don't. But he tells me all the time. He's like, "You want him to succeed?" I'm like, "Yeah, I guess I do." But like, out of nowhere, all these people that just look.
No, and I get that. You're like, well, where were all you guys when he was just like playing shitty clubs? No, I get that. But there's a point where you have to also feel like, I want him to be done playing shitty clubs. I want him to be mainstream. I want more people to hear how badass The Weeknd is.
Nope, not today, Satan. I want him all for myself.
Oh shit.
I mean, I'm. It's weird. I'm in the same boat, but what's cool with Coheed?
Well, this boat's gonna sink real quick, so.
Titanic.
We're going down. We're going
There's
down.
enough room for both of us, but I'm home taking myself.
Dean, you drowning.
But no, because with that Coheed concert, like. I felt everyone there was like legit fans. And, I mean, they can get big, but I still think they can get bigger, but they're still gonna have the same core of fans.
No, of course, yeah. Because don't get me wrong, there's people that go to concerts just to go to concerts. They don't like the band. You might. Hey, calm down, homies.
We are taking about the.
Talk now. I hear this.
No, it might be a person you took with you. It might be people that want tickets to a concert. Yeah, there's going to be people that, but I think there's always going to be those hardcore fans that were with them from the beginning all the way until the end. They're going to always be there. You know who those people are. You're going to know you are one of those people. Maggie with The Weeknd, she's one of those people. But you can easily spot a fake in a crowd.
Yeah.
Someone you're like, oh yeah, you're just here,
Why are you pointing at me? I'm not fake.
You never fake, dude.
Phony. He's a phony.
Big fat phony over here.
Big fat dicks.
That's
What?
funny.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, what's your band?
Well, there's a lot of bands that I kind of found out by myself.
What's your
The Joker.
Yeah, that was a band.
30 Seconds to Mars? What?
No, I didn't actually find out by myself. But because I found them, I was actually able to find a lot of other bands. So 30 Seconds to Mars is like one of my favorite bands. And so it was like a park. But I found Panic at the Disco by myself.
Which is really good.
Which
And
is
Lost
Green
People.
Day.
I didn't find Green Day by myself. I found
Killers?
them.
Kelly Clarkson.
Didn't find the Killings by myself.
Killers is really good. In Las Vegas. They really do.
No, of course. What about you? What have you
They fucking
What have you
suck.
found?
It's not shit, man.
And Killers.
Leon.
Killers.
Leon was in.
Was
What
Coheed
the-
and Cambria.
To be fair,
opening
Leon
up
was in
for-
Resident Evil
Hey,
2
what
with the
was-
liquors.
Was Coheed and Cambria opening up for the Golden Knights during the finals?
Panic at the Disco opened up for the Golden Knights.
No, well, that's because they're from fucking Vegas. That's why. But
Dean, are you not supportive of Vegas Golden Knights?
You don't support the Vegas Golden Knights?
What the
Well,
fuck?
to be fair, I'm not into hockey, so you can't say that.
Yeah, when did we start throwing Dean under the bus?
Yeah, man.
You wanted to go back on you, Tony?
Tony, you want to be under this bus too?
I'm telling you, dude, it's like that.
We're going right back to dicks, Tony.
You think
You let me know. How long, how thick? Let me
I
know.
swear to God, it's that meme, dude. Where we're like,
Exactly, dude.
Where
I'm
people
trans.
are roasting
You're
someone.
trans. He's trans. We're all trans.
What the
What?
I'm sorry, guys. You just saw Dallas Buyers Club.
You didn't answer the question of what bands you got into without someone.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
My bands? Fuck, I don't have any bands, dude.
What the fuck you listen to? White Noise?
No, I don't listen to bands, yeah. Bands wasn't really my thing. I don't
Okay, I didn't say a band. I
well,
You said The Weeknd. Yeah, come on, homie,
hip-hop
like-
or like rap. Or,
anybody.
Yeah.
fuck that.
Listen to Maggie sing. That counts. Whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah, well,
Tony, I know where you sleep, bitch.
I don't know what that.
I wasn't. I'm not like.
yeah.
Ooh.
Albert Einstein.
No, I love old school rap, dude. That's my thing.
Well, then say something.
Well, Tupac's my shit, dude.
But did you discover him, or did your brothers get you hooked on him?
No. My brothers hooked me up on Tupac.
But that's not what we're asking.
No,
You
but it's the same
gotta.
thing with sports, though. Like this boy right here, he hooked me up on shit.
I know, but we're asking
My
what
brother
band did
Ishmael-
you?
My brother Ishmael hooked me up on New York Giants. My
And he's
brother
wrong
Christina
for
hooked
doing
me up
that,
on the
but-
Boston Red Sox. It's not something I'm just gonna be like.
But did you have
shit,
did you have an artist that you discovered on your own?
No, I honestly don't think everything's always filtered into what I love. I think like even with J. Cole, she was the one that got me into J. Cole. It's not something that I would be like, hey, oh yeah, dude, that shit, dude, I love that shit. No. I know where I am, and I know that.
Well, you're here right now, and we're happy for that.
Most deaf, Tony. I know, and I understand that you're drunk.
Most Def isn't that a group?
Yeah.
Tony's looking with fire, man.
Yeah, he's fire as fuck, but he's looking that way because he want to look me in the face. Right now.
And we're in the dark, Tony.
Yeah, Tony.
What does it matter?
No, it most definitely
Who just
does
touched
matter
my leg?
because no one did. You did. You fucking drunk fuck. No,
Oh, fuck, I dropped my wand.
no.
That can come off of so different ways.
I am where I am now is because I know is because of the people that have influenced where I am where I am now. Essentially, it's exactly what it was. Influence of my fucking whole life is because of the people around me.
That's good.
And I'm not mad about that. I'm not.
Oh, yeah, now you be mad about it.
Well, you're the one over here being like, oh, you over here need to fucking fight it yourself. Nah, fuck that shit, dude. I don't believe that shit, dude. I don't believe that shit. And if you feel like you believe that shit, well, because you're fucking from Germany over here, and you're saying like, hey, I listen to fucking chippy ass shit. Right? I don't know. I get it. I get it, Tony. Now, what do you listen to? What's your favorite band? What's the band that influenced you?
Is their name Haagen-Dazs? Is that the band you like?
This is gonna be such a trip for you, Mike, when you edit this.
Hey.
He's gonna end and be like, what the fuck?
What the fuck is going on here?
Is their name Brat's Band of Bros?
What?
Is it the band you like, Tony? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Well,
what was the next topic?
Well, no, I'm saying, what band influenced you?
I didn't think a band influenced me. I'd never been influenced by a band.
That's the same way with me then.
Danny Corona.
Was he not in the band?
But anyway, what's the next topic?
This is the vocals. I don't know what to tell you, Tony. What am I supposed to say?
You want to just cut to the end?
We're at an hour and 45.
Yeah, let's cut to the end.
That's probably the longest. This is the longest pass we've ever been on.
Like Dan said, you're gonna have fun editing this.
Nah, I don't. This is actually a really easy podcast to edit.
Yeah.
Dude, we're not gonna edit anything.
Yeah, it's literally just us talking, so it's fine.
All right, if this is your first time listening, then thanks for coming. The Drunk Weekends LV podcast is produced every Saturday for your enjoyment. Come back often. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Drunk Weekends LV and at Facebook.com/Drunk Weekends LV. The show is also available to watch on YouTube whenever the show is edited. So I think we all had a great night tonight. We've taken the name literally, the Drunk Weekends LV.
That's literally everyone's talking. But should we take another shot?
Yes.
I think we should. I think we should.
For it.
To finish it all off.
Okay, so
Tony, you a bitch.